Hey, this is Cara from Beginnings SC, and we're starting something new, these little short info videos that are going to give you some more information, of course, about a topic. And today is going to be part of our back to school series, getting you ready so that you're going to have the best year ever. And what we're going to start with today is a notebook so that you can keep all of your child's information, their IEP, their audiological, any evaluations. You can keep all that together. So when you go to any appointment or IEP meeting, you have it all together. So what we have, and you can find the link down there in the words below the video, a link to some printables that we have created for you so you can make it easier. So what you need first is a notebook. I just have this boring white notebook that I'm going to make exciting by putting pictures of my kids in it. But you can get whatever notebook that you want. And in our printables, the first sheet is Blank's Journey. So you put your child's name in there, of course, and stick it in the top of the notebook. And the only pictures I have of my kids here are kind of old, but I'm going to put those in there just for the sake of demonstration. So now my notebook has pictures of my child, so when I go to school, it's going to kind of add a level of emotion and kind of humanize your kid that sometimes the IEP, just looking at those blank pages or the completed IEP, sometimes the pictures make your child seem more real, which here she is. So now for the stuff that's inside your notebook. And we've got lots of different options. You don't have to use all of them, but it's a good overview for some documents that will help you, keep the history of your child's when you go to the meetings or appointments. The first one is about my child, because really the whole purpose is for your child to be successful, and it needs to stay the focus. So I've got a printable that talks about my child. I would put another picture in here because every time we can insert a picture, it keeps the thoughts based on your child and not on a document like IEPs. And also, if you look towards the end of the printables, you'll find some labels if you don't want to print out the whole sheet. You could just print out the labels that go into a divider. All right, so the first one about my child. So you really can put anything in there, but Beginnings has created a back to school information letter. So you hopefully you have already seen that in our Facebook feed, and if not, again, look down below and you'll have the link to that. And this is some good information about your child that you can give to your teachers on the first day of school or before the first day of school, and then keep a copy and put it in this notebook. It's a really good way of having an overview of what your child can hear, how they communicate, and things like that. All right, the next section is audiology. Of course, this would be things like the audiograms, any evaluations, cochlear implant information. Put it in this tab. Next section is medical information. You probably don't have to put every doctor's appointment that you've ever been to, but some of the more, if you've got any big evaluations, you've got some medical history that is relevant to your child's IEP, make copies of that and stick it in this notebook. The next section is educational plans. So if you're still going to have a child who's in early intervention, you'll put the individualized family service plan or progress notes in here. And if your child's in school, you'll have an IEP, an individualized education plan. So put a year, maybe 2 years of IEPs in this notebook. All right, the next section is for evaluations. You might want to put a comprehensive evaluation that you got from the school district, maybe a developmental pediatrician's evaluation, some more comprehensive speech language evaluations, maybe an American Sign Language evaluation, any of the bigger picture documents that do a good evaluation of your kid, put them in here so you can flip to them kind of easy. All right, the next section, my team. Now this may seem kind of silly because sometimes you're like, well, I just know everybody, but we have a contact log that's in our parent manual, and I've made a copy of it that it's at the very end of our parent manual, but going to have a copy in the printables as well. It's really nice to have a history of who your child saw when they were 3, and maybe when the child gets 12, you forget that. But you can put their name and their agency, their email, and phone number. So you can put that behind my team. You can also get some of those baseball card sleeves and maybe even put their business card. Up to you. All right, the next thing is a communication log. It's real easy to save a bunch of papers, like maybe some prior written notices that you get from the school, or things that belong to BabyNet about communication and things that are happening. But you may also want to get some blank paper or a communication log, and so when you make a phone call, jot down who you talked to, the date, the time, and then just maybe what you talked about. Because you're going to want to go back and go, I remember I talked to that person on, I don't know. But if you got a little running list of when you made phone calls, or print out an email communication, put it in here, then you have a record and you have it with you at all times. And last, of course, this is last with the sections that we have created or planned out, but you can add whatever you need to, is one for resources and information. So if there's a really awesome program that you're doing and you want to have some information about it, is there something you want to ask someone about it at the next meeting, print off that page, jot a note, and put it in here. All right, so like I said, there's going to be a link down there, tells you where to go and get the printables so you can make your own notebook. So now I have my notebook. I'm going to take it to IEP meetings, so I have a record of all the things that are going on with my kid. I might take it to speech therapy appointments, so if there was a question about something else that has recently happened, I will be able to pull out my notebook. Maybe I'll take it to my audiology appointments, so I have last year's evaluation, and so you can have something to compare with. But so nice, all organized, have all my information in here. So I hope you enjoyed our first video, and stay tuned to our Facebook page because there's going to be more things to get you ready for back to school this year. Thanks.